Hello guys, welcome to another rant video from me, the Smudge, because we know how much you guys all like those. So Gijin just posted another one of their world famous answers from the developers posts. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, I just want to talk about a couple of things on here, specifically in the aviation department, so if you're interested in my thoughts on ground forces and naval, this isn't going to be the video for that. I just want to touch on a few things and then get to a bigger point, which is what I personally believe to be the biggest problem that Gijin has, or that maybe we have with Gijin. So let's go through some of these questions and let's talk about this. Do you have any plans to include Germany's F4F model? We already know the F4F is based on the F4EJ. It would also be nice to see, yeah. It's too early to say, but it's possible. Okay, yeah, fine. The F4F's being talked about quite a lot. It's probably going to come. It is going to come because the general motive for adding vehicles to Warfinder is if it existed, it's going to be added to the game. So it's too early to say, but it's possible. Is quite frankly, that's full of shit. That's yeah, we're gonna bring it out at some point, and it will probably be a premium when we add rank 7 planes in. But again, just speculating on that. Here we go. This question is one of the ones that's pissed me off quite a bit. Can you tell us what's the progress of the decision on the J-32D's RB-24J missiles? Right now, it's really subpar compared to the F-4E/EJ and MiG-21s that not only have better performance, but better missiles too. RB-24J is equivalent to the AIM-9J on F-4E. Good question. So, I've been playing a lot of the J-35D, and I have a lot to say about that aircraft. It's stupid fun, but it's not competitive at all in the current top-tier meta. It has AIM-9B equivalent missiles and has to fight the AIM-9J equipped F-4E Phantoms and MiG-21s like this question says. The answer we got is we already answered this question, which they didn't. Initially, the J-35D was estimated as a rather capable jet fighter even without advanced guided missiles. If statistics shows us that they are required, such missiles could be added in the future. Where are you getting these statistics from, Gijin? Like, first thing, you haven't really answered the question. You say you've answered this before, but you haven't. What they're saying is that statistically, if it's not performing, then we're going to do something about it. Well, how do you get those statistics? And where are you getting these statistics from? How do you not have the statistics already? Because I can show you some statistics when I go into my battle history and show you just how poorly J-35 is performing in my hands. And I'm not a fantastic player of War Thunder, but you know, I'm not bad. I'm arguably above average, and I can tell you, as someone who plays a lot of the F-4E and the MiG-21s, that aircraft is completely subpar. It is not capable. It cannot reliably dodge an AIM-9J missile. It has no defense against them. It loses all of its energy as soon as it turns, so even if you do avoid the first shot, you're going to be killed by the second. The J-35D is not competitive. It desperately needs either a BR change or some new weapon systems, and I don't get where are these statistics coming from. Like, what statistics do you need? Like, do these people not play the game? Do they not see that every single lobby is filled with MiG-21s and F-4Es and nothing else? And then a couple of poor bastards in the T2 and the F-100 trying to grind their F-4Es. You see one or two J-35s in every jet match, and one of them's probably me, because I'm desperately trying to grind mine out, but it's so painful that I just can't do it. Where is the statistics that you need? What do you want? What do they need to see to understand this? This is another one that has really pissed me off as well. Not the question. The question's actually a pretty good question. The answer is actually just a load of bollocks. Question. Almost all NATO jets, F-4s, T-2s, G91 Lightning, G91s, Lightning, Super Mystère, etc. always receive multiple unique and interesting skins. However, so far, MiG-19 and MiG-21 for both the USSR and Germany have only bare metal skins. There are numerous camouflage and more interesting liveries used by both the Soviet Air Force and East German Air Forces for these aircraft. Can we expect to see them? Unfortunately, almost all MiGs historically served unpainted. We are eagerly trying to find more spectacular variants. So, basically, the question is telling you that these camouflages exist, and the guys are basically saying, well, no, they don't. Okay, let's have a look at some MiG-21, shall we? So that's a real MiG-21. That's with the Romanian Air Force, so the Romanian Air Force camouflage. Yeah, that's, you know, not a bare metal skin. What about this one? I actually don't know what Air Force that's flying for, but again, that's not a bare metal skin. It's got a bit of green, a bit of grey on it. There's a better image of it right there. Any more? Yeah, probably, quite easily. That's a funky looking variant of the MiG-21. I don't know if it is actually a MiG-21, but, you know, so you have the Romanian skin, you have this funky looking skin, well, this one. There you go, there's another one, bit of green, bit of grey. There's some great Vietnamese camouflages out there for the MiGs. How about, you know, it's one of the Arabic, like, Syrian Air Force MiG-21? That'd be a great one to add, especially with, like, the Afghanistan. That'd be not quite the perfect environment for it, but, you know, there it is. And that took me all of 10 seconds to find, and like we could just keep scrolling. There's more. There's plenty more. I mean, most of these are Romanian ones. Well, look at this funky looking thing with the fat tiger camouflage on it. So you want some spectacular variants? That to me classes as a pretty spectacular variant. Stripey one. You know, I think I think that basically we're getting the point across now. And I'm not going to go through the rest of these questions because a lot of them are talking about individual things, like is it planned to add large aircraft carriers? Yes, it's planned. Great, cool. You know, like an update on when maybe that will come would be nice. Like, is it being worked on? But it's not really a problem. You know, add the bomb rocket sight HUD for the MiG-15 bit with the MiG-15 bis. Yes, they will. I'm not going to go through the rest of these questions because I don't really care. I got about that far, and then I got a bit frustrated because Gijin... I see a lot of comments on various different YouTube videos that all kind of say Gijin don't play their own game. And when you're seeing responses like this, it kind of becomes easy to understand why. I just watched one of Spitfire's newest videos, and that's kind of what's inspired me to make my take on this, because he's talking about kind of things that could change to sort out the grind problem. And he's done several videos talking about, you know, the state of top-tier vehicles. This one in particular, the state of top-tier jets in War Thunder. And I've got a comment up here with 123 likes, basically saying, because he's talking about smaller team sizes over bigger maps, and I say, well, basically that exists in, you know, other games like DCS World, where you get these smaller engagements and it works great. 123 people seem to agree with me, and no one seems to have disagreed with me so far, and the comments basically just descended into people talking about DCS. But there you go. So basically what's happening here is Spitfire is suggesting a change that could be made to War Thunder to improve the game. And I've come along, and I've given some evidence to say, hey, that's pretty neat. Like, here's an environment of a similar sort of game, with similar sort of vehicles, a little bit more advanced, so if anything, you know, more proof moving forward that this concept you're putting forward works. And lots of people agree with me, and lots of people don't. And then, but Gijin won't ever look at that, and he won't ever say these things. Like, who remembers the free parts and FPE debate? Who remembers what happened with the free FPE and parts debate? Nothing. A few guys in the live stream got a bit pissed off, and nothing actually changed about it. You still have to grind parts and FPE on your top tier vehicles as soon as you get them. Why? Because Gijin don't want to give them to you because you know, the vehicles can do a lot already. We're constantly having these discussions, and I'm constantly seeing these discussions in every single one of my streams that I do on War Thunder. We end up talking about these same points over and over again because the veteran players are just getting wound up and fed up. I was talking to someone on one of my live streams recently about, you know, imagine if competition for War Thunder came up, and how quickly would you jump ship if a game came along and offered you what War Thunder was offering you that just wasn't made by Gijin? I'd be out of here so quickly because I'm just getting fed up with just with these stupid answers and these really poorly picked questions, and the ones that are picked are answered so awfully. It's just exhausting. We care about this game, and that's why we're saying this. And I don't get why Gijin refused to entertain these things. Like, how hard would it be to just get a few people into a lobby? Like, I could probably do it myself if I really tried, and just got 10 players to test out smaller test out smaller battles at top tier vehicles, and then send them the replay. Then we could do that fucking, I don't know, 10, 20 times. Send all the replays to Gijin, and they can analyze it and decide whether or not it's something they want to do. Like, why do you need... it's exhausting. Why are all of these suggestions getting thrown around and none of them ever get entertained? How many videos are there out there talking about new game modes for War Thunder? How many new game modes have we had since the game launched? I've been playing War Thunder for 7 years. I can't tell you the last time a new mode was added. And I'm not talking about, obviously, the new modes that come with new vehicle types. Like when Naval got added, obviously there were some new modes, or kind of, sort of. When Ground Force was added, yeah, we got some new modes for Ground Forces, but when was the last time a new mode was actually added to one of those? When are Gijin gonna start listening to us, and what do we have to do to actually get them to listen and maybe try out some of the things we're saying? Don't we have, like, dev servers and test servers where we can, you know, take the J35D out, give it these better missiles, and see how it works? Would the dev server not have been a better place to try that? You know, like, this thing about the skins to the MiG-21, it's like, well, you know, here they are. They're there. Like, how long did that take me to find that? And Gijin are basically saying, like, no, they don't exist, and they're just dismissing, what it looks like is they're dismissing the question without ever trying. It's like, we saw the question, but we don't want to do this, so we're just not going to, and we're going to give you some bullshit excuse about the fact that we're not going to do it. It's exhausting, and this is why, when competition for War Thunder finally does come up, so many people are going to jump ship from this game. War Thunder is going strong right now. Mostly because you had a pretty decent builder event. You have, obviously, the pandemic that's going around the world right now with the fucking coronavirus. People haven't got much to do, so they're going to come play War Thunder because they can put the time in and get the grinds done, but guys are not going to make it any easier for us, and they're not going to make any of the changes we're suggesting anytime soon, because really it feels like they don't care. I don't want to be cynical. I don't believe that a company would carry on making this game if they didn't care. I think we'd have, you know, War Thunder 2 if they were just in this for the money. But isn't, you know, if that is the reason, then surely the best way to make money out of your game is to make people enjoy it more, so they feel more willing to give you their money for it, instead of just ignoring perfectly reasonable suggestions and just playing it off with bullshit excuses, which, quite frankly, are meaningless. The overall point I'm trying to make is Gijin does not listen to its community. It's community that's paying them money to play their game and to buy these fancy new vehicles. And one day, that community is going to wise up and they're either going to jump ship and go play something else, or they're just going to give up entirely because they're going to get fed up of all the bullshit that's in this game. I love War Thunder. I think War Thunder is one of the greatest games ever made, and I think it has so much potential to be something so much more than it currently is, and it wouldn't take that much effort to make a lot of people really happy. But I think I've ranted for long enough, so I'm going to go and play some other games that aren't War Thunder. Peace out, everyone.